Hello everyone, my name is Wendell Francis, and I'm one of the co-authors of a book by the name of Extended Guide to God. My partner and I have written this book, which is quite small. It's just a couple of pages that we decided we were going to do a book reading and divide it into episodes, a couple of chapters and pages each time. Hopefully that everyone can, coming with open minds, can embrace the book in portions, and hopefully that with that understanding that you all come with, that you will be nourished. And today I'm going to start with chapter 3, and this chapter discusses food and drink. And these are the points. Point number 1, no excessive eating, no eating or very limited eating of foods that lack nutrients. No eating or very limited eating of shellfish. No eating or limited eating of fish without scales. No eating or limited eating of animals that chew the cud. No eating or limited eating of things that died of itself or rotten, and including all of the other things listed in the Bible. 2, no excessive drinking of alcohol and drinks with high levels of sugar or processed sugar, with artificial flavors and coloring. Drink lots of plain water, not flavored or vitamin water. Drink lots of plain fruit juices, not the sugar-based artificial flavor, artificial color, high fructose corn syrup, and corn syrup fruit juices. That also goes for vegetable juices. 3, try to drink clean, untainted water and fruit juices and vegetable juices. Try to drink cleaner organic fruit, vegetable, and milk drinks. 4, don't eat too many foods high in sugar, salt, cholesterol, fat, carbohydrates, and fried oils. 5, don't eat excessive, only moderate amounts of candy, sweets, and pastries. Don't eat too many processed foods and fried foods. Eat more whole foods that have had minimal counts of preparation. 6, eat more bitter foods and put more bitter ingredients in your foods, such as garlic and herbs. 7, don't always rely on pharmaceutical drugs and drastic surgery to help with conditions related to the excess of bad and unhealthy foods and drinks. Drugs and surgery can hurt more than help. The drugs hurt you more, period, with side effects. Pharmaceutical drugs and surgery are not recommended. 8, a healthy lifestyle can be beneficial for any ailment. Conventional treatment is not always the answer for a cure or treatment. Herbal medicines are more than highly recommended. Herbal medicines and therapy have very minimal to no disturbing side effects compared to pharmaceutical drugs. 9, even with healthy foods and drinks, do not take it excessively. Too much of a good thing can be bad. 10, a balanced consumption of the right foods and drinks will not create obesity in people. Do not starve yourself to be thin or to stay thin. Starving slows down the body's metabolism. Healthy foods and drinks help to build the body's immune system. There wouldn't be a need for vitamin supplements or over-the-counter drugs. 11, don't use illegal drugs and tobacco products. And that concludes chapter 3. And just to add, we all can use food and drinks as a way of feeling better, feeling good, to compensate for the lack thereof, the peace, the love for ourselves. It is a comfort again, and especially when it comes to enjoyment, when people want to go out, to even have maybe something to converse about, or converse while having dinner, something that is supposed to be an enjoyable occasion, is supposed to enjoy eating. But we don't realize that when you become trapped by the salts, well, this high sodium and high sugar diets, that alone, it breaks down the spirit, it corrodes it, and it totally can put not just the physical in dire straits. So we have to be careful about, especially a thing that when you find yourself becoming addicted because too much of the salt or sugars, now your body craves that, and that's why people may notice that you get headaches when you lack food. Those are the simple reasons, that because of that high salt intake you're so conditioned to have. When now if you ever notice that if whoever have made the change diet-wise, you will notice that those headaches or migraines are gone. So now, to conclude with chapter 4, physical and mental well-being. And these are the points concerning physical and mental well-being. Point 1. Don't starve to be thin. It is not healthy. Starving slows down the body's metabolism. It weakens the immune system. Air and water quality where you live is very important. 3. Try to do a heart-pumping exercise at least once in a day. Walk more, stay idle less. Yoga and other stretching exercises are good. 4. Meditation is important to leave time to be by yourself, in quiet, reflecting on God, yourself, others, and your day. Meditation to help let go of the distraction of electronics and noise in the modern daily life, to return to simplicity of quiet, rest, and God. Thinking of God during the day, along with talking and complaining to Him, is healthy. Prayer during the course of a day is helpful for mental well-being. Prayer before doing any type of activity and prayer before sleeping is important. Prayer helps you to meditate on God. There is no special position to be in while meditating and praying. 5. Visions from God cannot be acquired from meditation and prayer alone. Having godly visions isn't a skill to build on for years to come. It is gladly given in abundance by God. If thought to be obtained in that way, and something to become manifest, it is of the devil, and turn away from it quickly. 6. Meditation and prayer helps with the spirit to become closer to God. It is not the only tool. Meditation and prayer goes with a whole list of things when it comes to being closer to God. 7. Don't lie or deceive yourself and others. Lies and secrets bring you down, but truth and fairness brings you freedom, a clearer mind in God. Filthy thoughts or corrupt thoughts keep the mind from thinking of God. Idle thoughts and chatter keep the mind and spirit from God. 8. Don't consume yourself over your body image. And that concludes chapter 4. And we have to realize that just like the foods and drinks and the content within these foods and drinks, or the consumption is the same thing with all the worldly things. The carnal things can have you trapped. People are online every day on the web, and they're going out each and every day thinking that, well, if I'm being active by going outside and maybe going to the store, maybe going to the movies, going to the restaurant, but you have to understand that even though you're taking that walk and you're trying to physically help yourself, at some point you corrupt it by the environment you're in, all the smog we intake, exhaust, fumes from vehicles, even the things that you indulge in by having that iPod in your ear all the time, or maybe you have your phone in front of you and you're constantly flipping through apps, and all those things we don't realize can deplete our well-being. Now, I'm going to go into the next portion of the book, which is, let's see here, page 31, writer's background. And one of the things I will touch on is, well, two actually, and that is one, Duke's dream, and I believe another one actually will be Duke's dream. Well, two of them, I believe, yes. Two dreams. So let's see here. Make sure I have everything. Let's start with the first one. I was watching a man trying to speak to some people, about 4 to 10 persons, but they weren't listening. He walked up some stairs where he was at, white stairs. There were pillars at the base of the top of the stairs. He walked a little past these, going more from the start of the base to about 3/4 from the middle of this elevated platform. There was a tall state of paganistic origins. He took the statue from its base with one hand, and in another he had a piece of paper with 2 lines written on it. But still, people that were at the base of the stairs ignored that great feat. Reminded me of Samson. Samson, with God's strength, pushed, pulled down the 2 pillars he was attached to as a captive amongst the Philistines. So I might just add that in the book it does say Sodom and Gomorrah, but we have to make a little correction there. So please forgive us. We hope to correct that soon. So when he walked down the stairs with these 2 things in each hand, I realized he is a man of the internet chat rooms that try to warn people. He walked over to where I was in the kitchen by the garbage and threw the tall statue and the piece of paper in the garbage basket bag. I saw the statue disappear completely into the garbage, but the paper was lying on top of the garbage, and I read it. It was a message from God. One last warning for the guy to give out to the masses. I read it, and it read, God sent Moses to talk to the people, and after Moses is Duke, a male name, and a male name to come or to be sent. I read it and was shocked by it. My name was written with 2 other names. I realized that these 3 have to be simultaneously doing the work of God. Since Moses is out of the picture, it dawned on me that I am not in God like that. My eyes started to tear up with Moses right next to me on my right. He came closer to try to comfort me. Now, that's a really interesting dream. I cannot, I'm not here to interpret what the dream means. It seems self-explanatory to me. So, but it's at least for you guys to hopefully embrace it and maybe try to figure it out on your own. I think any book that anyone reads is worth trying to understand what the author is trying to convey, and what each message is there for. Hopefully, each message, no matter what it is, because it could be a dream that you're being told, and it may be helpful to you. It may help you see clearer, and especially your own dreams. All of your dreams, every last one is significant. Nothing, and visions, they're all significant. So don't take it lightly or for granted. To look at all of it as that it's a message. It doesn't have to be specifically this. Like sometimes it could be literal, and it can be and it may not be, and sometimes it's a twofold thing. So it can be spiritual. It can be something that is actually carnal to happen. So now we'll go into the next dream, and that is, it starts with, I was watching a black or dark Indian man at the ocean. He was standing on a cliff. He had his hands out to disrupt and raise the water level to tower stories over him. Then he releases his hold. This guy follows in the way of the Lord, and with his close connection and communication with the Lord, he is able to do this act. This is the narration. Then they show God wanting to test him one day by another ocean. This time it was a level beach with gray-black sand. There was a little small bump as those rock cliffs at the shoreline went into the water. He is scared, but with the trust of the Lord, he does his work. The man was afraid that the waters would tower over him and drown him when he releases it. That didn't happen. The waters were disrupted but didn't rise. The man was compelled to go by the high rock cliff that its base was on the sand and a bit into the water. He goes into the water a little, and a pair of hands and forearms comes from out of the side of the rock, with water already cupped in the palms of the hands and passed it on his face. This action is a sign of approval. This is the narration. Now, as I am looking at the television, briefly, it is the black or dark Indian man. He died in the 1940s or 50s as a very old man. His last days were in a worker's retirement home, but he never worked a day in his life. God's protection. The other retirees in the home hated this man because they knew he never worked in his life, but is having the same privileges as them. And that concludes the second of Duke's dreams. And that also concludes our episode 2 of this of the book reading. Extended Guide to God is the book, and again, it's a very simple book to read. You can be completed with it in less than an hour, especially if you read through it continuously. And we hope that you stay tuned to all of our episodes. If you go to our, if you ever get a chance to go to our website, we have a link that will guide you to our PDF file, which gives you the whole book. You can read it there, and hopefully we'll have an ebook soon. Thank you, and take care.